All right, welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. So as you hear, we got a little small soundboard here, a little stream deck, so we can move around a little bit easier as far as switching over screens and things of that nature. And we have our first few memes. So sometimes I might have to hit the button on people, but that's okay. All right, today we're going to have another body cam video of a person that's too intoxicated to be outside. All right. Let me give you a little bit of explanation on this video before we get into it. So we have a person, and that's some other information I was looking at there. Here, let me get you set up. Right. Give me 1 second. Let me get this search set up right, and then we'll be getting started. Okay. So today's video, the person will be charged with disorderly conduct at the end of their ordeal. Now, we don't know exactly where he's at. This is a video from Midwest Safety, I believe, and credit will go to them in the description. And also I'll have the original video so you can watch it yourself without all of my pausing and, talking about the video or the searches that we do. All right, but we'll give it, let's say if this was Minnesota, disorderly conduct. Let's see what it says. All right, when understanding disorderly conduct in Minnesota, disorderly conduct is defined under Minnesota statute section 609.72. All right. We already know that it's going to encompass a variety of behaviors likely to alarm, anger, or disturb others, or provoke an assault or breach of the peace. Specifically, disorderly conduct can include engaging in brawling or fighting. That's where our video today is going to directly fall under number 1. Now, we may find out during the video where exactly this is, because this will be my second time watching it, and sometimes you pick up stuff watching these type of footage on the second time around. Number 2, disturbing an assembly or meeting, provided that the assembly or meeting is not unlawful in its character. So if you go into someone's meeting place and you act up, cause a disturbance, cuss people out, all that kind of stuff, you could be hit with a disorderly conduct citation, a ticket in Minnesota. Number 3, engaging in offensive, obscene, abusive, boisterous, or noisy conduct, or using offensive, obscene, or abusive language that tends reasonably to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others. All right? You can get up to 90 days in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. All right? The penalties, if the conduct is committed by a caregiver. The word caregiver is important. Let's see how they define it in Minnesota. But a caregiver is usually someone who is taking care of another person, either a minor or an adult who is incapacitated, meaning that they may be suffering from some illness, or some, lifelong disease that just causes them to not be able to take care of themselves. All right. Notice how we're doing our search. All right, and that's a key thing to keep in mind as we have these videos. Just sort of begin to recognize, how do I do my searches? What terms do I put in here? Because that's important. If you can model your own search habits like mine, then you'll pull back the information you're looking for, okay? So here, caregiver in MN, Minnesota, definition. I just wanted to give me a simple search and tell me about this. All right, it says in Minnesota, the term caregiver is defined under various statutes and contexts. Generally, a caregiver is an individual who provides care and support to someone who is mentally or physically impaired. This can include family members, legal guardians, or health care agents who are responsible for the well-being of the care recipient. All right, they define it under their statute. All right, individual 18 years or older who provides care for a mentally or physically impaired person and is a relative, legal guardian, or health care agent of the person receiving the care. All right, in context of disorderly conduct, a caregiver who violates the provisions of the Minnesota Statute Section 609.72 against a vulnerable adult may face more severe penalties, which is 1 day short of 1 year in jail and up to $3,000. All right, so with that initial information out of the way, let's take a look at the case, or the case study, should I say. Let's make sure we got everything good and showing. All right, we'll jump right in. And once again, all credit goes to the channel who brought this one to us. And once again, I believe it's Midwest Safety, but I will put a credit in the description along with the original video where you can find it also. All right, let's listen and see what happens.
A deranged, threatening man runs loose in a neighborhood.
Dude, come here. Hey, come here, dude. Hey, come here. Come here, dude.
Compton, bro.
Compton?
Stay home.
What's going on? What's wrong?
No. You're wrong.
What's wrong?
Bro, because I'm a Compton motherfucker, bro. And you want me to dance for you? Huh?
Why do you want to dance for?
Okay, so we see as this starts off, the person is obviously intoxicated, either drunk or, probably high on some drugs or something. All right, outside with a shirt off. It's in June, so this happened a couple months ago. This was June 11th of 2024. Remember, if you're watching body cam footage, all right, many of the different companies have this type of information on them. Now, I won't say if it's from a different company besides Axon. It might not say what the name of the body cam is, but most of the time they will carry the time and date. And that's for good record keeping purposes, okay? Otherwise, how could you verify the video was taken when they say it was? That's always an issue that comes up when you have different motion practice about various pieces of evidence, verifying the evidence is what it purports to be. All right, but we see this happened at, that's at 6:39 in the evening. Sun's about to go down over this way, as we can see. This is the Axon body 3rd generation body camera. This is this officer's serial number for their body cam. This will switch over one time to another officer way on down the scene, but we'll stop a few times because there's some things that are going to be kind of glaring that I'm sure you all are going to catch also. But let's see what happens here.
I'm a real motherfucker.
You lost your flip.
We hear that he says that he's from Compton, so we may get a little bit more information about that later on in the video. But all right, we're 26 seconds in. He's already flipped out. All right, he's kicked off this shoe over here. So he has one shoe on, one shoe off over here in the grass. We don't know where he lives at in this neighborhood, and we don't find out. But obviously, he's just in the middle of somebody's neighborhood acting up in the evening time.
Huh? You lost your flip-flop.
Man, f that flip-flop.
Okay.
Fuck this flip-flop. Man, fuck this flip-flop. Man, 'cause I'm a real motherfucker.
Did you catch that boomerang action? He threw it this way and it flipped, it flung around back over here.
That flip-flop.
Okay.
Fuck this flip-flop. Man, fuck this flip-flop. Man, 'cause I'm a real motherfucker.
Are you?
Huh?
Don't come at me like that, dude.
No.
Don't come at me, dude.
No.
Do not come at me.
Whatever you want.
Do not come at me. Stop.
Because I'm telling you.
Stop.
That's how this officer is sort of acting with this guy. He's like, he didn't, this guy is obviously, he's on one. This officer was in the middle of the street over here. He's already moved back this far. There's a stop sign there. He's already moving back. I want you to just take notice of how far he moves back, how often he has to tell this person, do not approach him. Side note, if you're ever in a situation like this and a police officer is informing you and telling you and giving you lawful orders to stay back, do that. Failure to comply could lead to injuries, arrests, and worse things. Comply. This is never going to be a place where I'm going to be telling you all and trying to educate you all on doing the wrong thing. Let's try to do things that are uplifting for society. Let's follow the rules if we can. And otherwise, let's look at what the rules say. All right, let's jump back in.
I'm a real motherfucker.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. Just stop. What's your name?
What you want my name for?
So I know who I'm talking to.
No.
I don't just want to call you dude.
You need to know my name.
Okay,
you
then
need
tell
to
me.
know my name, bro. So
Technically, I do, dude.
Go on. Huh?
Let's get in the yard. Let's get in the yard. Calm down. Let's get out of the road. Nobody wants to get hit by a car.
All right, so officer's telling them, let's get back on the curb. Let's get out of the middle of the street. Smart. All right, let's keep going.
We are right now.
All right, do not come
Go
at
on.
me.
Go on.
Do not come at me. Stay out of the road. What is going on? Why? What's wrong? Have you taken anything? Are you drinking? Have you been drinking today?
The drunk, the drink, everything. Go on.
All right, so you hear the officers trying to ascertain and see if he can get to the bottom of this situation to find out if the person is drunk, if they're high, or if they're suffering from some sort of mental episode, whether it be a mental breakdown or if they're off their medication. He has to try to ascertain all this. And this is in the dead middle of this whole interaction. Because obviously there's no family members who are trying to approach him and tell him, hey, look, that's my brother. He has an issue. None of that is happening. And let's take a look at this. All right, I just looked up following lawful orders of the officers. Understanding lawful orders in Minnesota. All right, it says following lawful orders in Minnesota. In Minnesota, following lawful orders is crucial for maintaining public safety and order. All right, this is especially important for law enforcement, military personnel, and caregivers. All right, what is a lawful order? All right, that's the first thing that they're going to get into. A lawful order is an instruction given by someone in authority that is legal and must be obeyed. All right, they tell us who these orders can come from: police officers and other law enforcement officials, military personnel, orders given within the military chain of command, government officials, orders from government authorities during emergencies. The importance of compliance, public safety, legal accountability, professional integrity. Consequences of non-compliance, criminal charges, civil penalties, can be some employment consequences. This is talking about giving lawful orders in general, okay? So not necessarily talking about any specific branch, whether it be, police or firefighters or military personnel or whomever. But they're just giving you an overview of what happens when you don't follow lawful orders that are being given. All right? Okay, let's jump back in the video. Let's see what's going to happen with our person here. His name is Lewis, Luis. I have not did any searching to find out what his last name is, but it wouldn't be very difficult, and you'll see how when we get to the end of this video. But his name is Lewis. They're going to tell us that from looking at his ID here in just a moment.
Yeah, that's just on the fucking. Go on!
What's wrong? What's going on today, dude?
Go on! Go on!
You need to calm down.
Go on! And you don't come down.
You need
Go
to.
on! Go on!
I can't just leave you like this, man.
No, go on! Go on! We own this shit. We own this shit. So go on! Go on!
Well, what's
Go
your 20?
on! Go on! Go on!
No,
Go on!
he's just yelling and keeps coming
Go
in.
on!
We should be good until you get here.
Go on!
Dude, you need to stop.
No,
You need to calm
I
down.
have to stop anything. But I'm telling you, you get into your cop car and go on.
All right, you see that officer who's traveling to get there right now. He's moving and grooving. He has the lights on. He's mashing the horn. He's probably weaving through traffic. We'll see him again, and you can tell he's moving that car right on down the street trying to get there. All right, this guy here, right now he's just a bystander. All right. I believe he's the person that called the officer here, but he has a sort of unique relationship. This guy, as we'll find out later on, I believe he's an off-duty police officer. This is what vehicle he came out of when he noticed this gentleman acting erratic. And let me ask you all, a person outside acting this way, and you may have seen people who act like this before when they get drunk or something like that, but let me ask you, is that the norm? Is that the norm that we should accept? Okay. I'm sure some of these people in this neighborhood do not know this man, and he's out here acting like a big one. All right. So they don't pay to live in this neighborhood to have people act that way outside, cause a disturbance. If you lived in this house over here and you saw this gentleman acting this way, you would want your kids or grandkids to come outside and be caught up in whatever's going on, because you don't really know what's going to happen yet, because, I mean, this is very erratic behavior. All right, there are people who live in this house here, and I don't believe that's the house that he's coming from. All right, you'll see in a second, and we'll look into it a little more, but all right, let's jump back in.
Go on!
Why are you in the middle of the road?
Go on!
Stop coming at me.
No! Go on.
Stop.
Look, he moving and grooving. He already took his seatbelt off, so he ready for action when he jump out the car in a few seconds. You hear the engine revving up super high, so he's moving to get there. You heard that the officer has already put in a call saying he's requesting some backup, someone to come and assist. He has a person that's outside that won't get out the road.
Go on.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
No.
Take notice one more time. Remember I said notice where the officer is and how far he backs up. He's not done backing up yet, but here's his car here. They came from way over here. There's that tree and stuff where he threw that shoe. He still only has on, I think he has on one shoe and one barefoot. But they came from way down here. He's been backing up, trying not to have to use any elevated means of force. Remember, you have verbal commands, you have soft controls, pushing a person, placing them in handcuffs, things of that nature. Then you have intermediate weapons or intermediate force. That's where he goes to a taser or his baton, his pepper spray if he wears pepper spray, all those sort of non-lethal devices. And that's just one step down from lethal force. All right. This issue, the reason why I brought this one to everyone is when you're like this, you're belligerent outside and you can't be controlled. This is a formula for something bad to happen. All right. Plus, this gentleman, as we'll see in a second, he might not look very big, but this guy is actually a fairly big and tall guy. He's not small. All right. He might look kind of small because we're watching on a body cam, and he has some distance between him. He's much bigger than this officer, and he's way bigger than this other off-duty officer over here, as you can kind of see from just looking like this. This guy is a good-sized guy. It reminds me of the whole Michael Brown situation over in Ferguson, Missouri. A young man who's not a small person approaching a police officer, and what is his level of understanding of the situation? Does he feel threatened? Does he feel that he needs to use some sort of level of force? And we can get into those topics on down the line. But today, we're just dealing with disorderly conduct in an intoxicated person. All right. Kudos and using the term kudos, but to the officer, he's a real one on this one. And that deserves.
Not that I'm aware of. This is the first I've ever had it happen, and I've been a judge for 12 years. At least it's the first time it's been reported to me, and my staff's pretty good.
All right. So, hey, as a staff member, you are definitely pretty good here, how you handle this situation.
No, go on.
Dude,
Go on.
why were you in the middle of the road?
No, go on.
Stop coming at
Go
me.
on.
Stop coming
No,
at me.
man, I don't give a f- if you beat me up.
I'm not gonna beat
everything.
you up.
Go on.
You got blood on your chest? Where'd you get blood from?
No, go on. Go on.
All right. This person here is trying to see what's happening. He's a bystander. You know, this guy's walking. They're walking through his grass. You know, he's like, all right, what exactly is happening here? I don't think he's related to this person. All right. You know, they don't really look the same. They don't look like they're the same type of people or anything, but who knows? Also, he didn't yell out, hey, that's my brother. Please be careful with him. He's ill. You know, that's what a person would say if that was your relative. Officer, he's been drinking too much today, or officer, he's off his medication, something to try to save a person from whatever is going to happen. All right, so I think he's just a bystander. This is his yard. This guy's walking through his yard. He has police way up here by his door. You know, I'm sure everybody's hearing how belligerent this person's acting. So people are probably peeking out the windows and everything. I see this window over here is even up, so people can definitely hear them outside being loud.
Because there's nothing that's gonna tell you.
How much have you had to drink today, bub?
Nah, man, fuck that.
How much have you
Go
had to
on.
drink?
Go on. Go on.
What's
What
your
you
name?
gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Stop coming at me.
What you gonna do?
Stop coming at me.
He hit them with the old wrestling. What you gonna do when the Macho Man comes for you? But anyways, look at his car here now. Look, his car was a distance back from where they were in the middle of the road, way down here at the other end of the block. He's at the other end of the block now. How far do you think that a person has to retreat? Let's look that up. Duty to retreat in Minnesota. All right. Minnesota, duty to retreat in Minnesota. In Minnesota, the duty to retreat is a legal requirement in self-defense situations. Minnesota law requires individuals to retreat before using deadly force in self-defense. It is reasonable if it's reasonably possible to do so. This means that a person must take any reasonable opportunity to avoid the use of deadly force by retreating from the situation. Exceptions. They do have the castle doctrine. That means if you're at your own house, you don't have to retreat. The duty to retreat does not apply when a person is in their own home. This is known as the castle doctrine. All right. Many states have the castle doctrine. If you want to find out if your state does, you simply put, does my state have the castle doctrine? And we'll take a state at random. What's that? Nebraska? I think that's NB. No, that hit me with New Brunswick. I don't know where it is. I think Nebraska is NE. All right, we're doing it live. NE. Oh, it says Nebraska does have the castle doctrine. Yes, Nebraska has the castle doctrine. This legal principle allows individuals to use reasonable force, including deadly force, to defend themselves against an intruder in their home without a duty to retreat. All right, so back to Minnesota. All right. Oh, they even give us the statutes here for a justifiable taking of life. All right, that's found in section 609.065. And then you have the authorized use of force, which is 609.06. Stand your ground. That's another exception here. And we're back to Minnesota. So the duty to retreat does not apply in certain public situations where the individual is in imminent danger. All right, let's define imminent danger. And why I put for MN or for Minnesota is because your state may have had cases go up to the Supreme Court of your state to make a true definition and interpretation of what the word means. Okay, so that's why we have to always kind of be very focused on what jurisdiction we're talking about, what location we're talking about. Now, when we start talking about you making an argument to the court, at that point you're being persuasive. So you may go look at outside jurisdictions at what the law is, especially if it has not been established in your home locale. All right, imminent danger in Minnesota self-defense law. In Minnesota, imminent danger is a key concept in self-defense law. It refers to a situation where there is a immediate and present threat of harm to a person or property. All right. This threat must be real and not based on speculation or fear of future harm. Now let me be clear here, okay? This portion here, all right, this has been established in American law for a very long time. You cannot use deadly force against another person in protection of property, usually. Now, if you believe that that person is coming in to take you, not take the property, but take you, meaning they're coming in to hurt you, maim you, rape you, all those kind of things, then yes. All right, there's a difference. But usually, a person cannot use deadly force to protect property. All right. Immediate threat. This is the key points. Danger must be immediate and impending, meaning it has to be right here, right now, requiring quick action to prevent harm. Reasonable perception. The threat must be perceived as reasonable and credible based on the circumstances. Harm or death. The danger must pose a risk of serious bodily harm or death. All right, they point back to that Minnesota statute. It's even highlighted so you can go and take a look at it. Let's see if maybe I can get it pulled up here. All right, we do have it pulled up. And let's see what all we got going over here. Okay, let's do it like this. Now you can see both. All right, justifiable taking of life. This is what the actual definition is. Well, this is what the actual statute is in Minnesota. All right, you can see this is from the 2023 version of the Minnesota statutes, 609.065. The intentional taking of the life of another is not authorized by section 609.06, except when necessary in resisting or preventing an offense which the actor reasonably believes exposes the actor or another to great bodily harm or death, or preventing the commission of a felony in the actor's place of abode. That's ain't gonna lie. That can be broken down so many different ways, right? All right, you have to know what these different terms mean, like an actor, reasonably, all right, bodily harm, look, or to prevent a commission of a felony in the actor's place of abode. All right, so you got quite a few things that are happening there. All right, let's jump back in on the video. All right, let's jump back into the video. Let's see where we're at in the video, and we'll keep going. We're on 3 minutes in.
Go on! Get into the fucking police over there and go on.
I can't.
Yeah.
You're intoxicated.
No,
You're in the middle of the road
no,
when I
no,
pulled
no,
up.
no, no.
I can't just leave you.
You're gonna do whatever I tell you and go on.
I'm not.
Go on.
Stop. Crossing on.
What's up? What's
Crossing.
up, bro?
Hey, do not come at him.
What's up, bro? I'm a contact you, bro. I'm a contact
Chris is almost there.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
12. How much farther are you?
You're looking at me, bro. Huh? Go on!
You need to calm down.
All right, so you see that he's now going after the other guy, And we'll find out later that he is a off-duty officer. He's the one who made this call in. So these guys know each other. He knows this guy who actually got called in. Not a good look, sir. Not a good look, Mr. Lewis.
No! Go out!
10-4.
Go on, bro!
Calm down.
Go on!
Calm down.
Go on!
Calm down.
Go on!
All right, you see we have more bystanders now. We had another guy that was standing over here in this section. Let's see, can we wind it back and catch it?
10-4.
Go on, bro!
Calm down.
Go on!
All right, so obviously he's making enough noise where probably everybody on this whole block knows that something is going on outside of their homes. And people are going to come out to see what's going on. And some people are going to say,
Judge, in this case, in this particular case, Judge.
all right, some of these people are going to be like, hey, not in my backyard. All right, so very upset, Mr. Lewis. We don't know what Lewis's last name is, or Luis. All right, so.
Calm down.
Go on!
Calm down.
Go on! Go on, bro!
Calm down.
I'm CPT.
What is
till
that?
I die, mother.
What's PT?
Huh? That's Compton, mother.
How you end up here from Compton?
Bro, I'm born in Compton.
You're born in Compton?
All right, so obviously he's gone. He's lit. Probably been drinking since afternoon or this morning. All right, so let's see where it's going to go. You see this officer is trying to get in position in case he has to tackle this guy here. When I first saw this video, you know, at the end, that's when they mentioned who this guy was, because I was wondering, I was like, man, to be a bystander, forget that he's an officer. If he is a regular public bystander, this is dangerous, because we still don't know. He hasn't been patted down yet or anything. He could have a weapon in these pants. All right. So the key point is, if an officer is on the scene, let the officers do their work. They're paid to do that work. Now, it's different if they call out and say they need some help and they're screaming for help. You know, I'll leave it up to you what you decide to do. Easiest thing is to go ahead and get on 911 and call and say, we need some more backup here. This officer is getting manhandled. So, but let's watch what happens. The other officer is going to show up on the scene here in just a moment. And it's going to be right to work when he shows up.
Either you're going to understand the way I'm coming from, or either you know.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm not going nowhere, no.
No, go on.
I'm not going nowhere.
No, go on.
I'm not going anywhere.
Go on.
What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
LRG, boss.
NRG?
LRG.
LRG.
LRG, boss. And you can go
He's
to
a police
that cop
officer.
car right there.
All right, you heard him say he's a police officer. I mean, because somebody was probably telling him, like, hey, man, you need to probably stay away. And he pointed to this guy and said, he's a police officer.
I'm going to keep going after you.
Why?
Huh?
Why don't you just stop and sit down?
You're not restraining.
Why don't you just stop and sit down? Talk to him. Hey, get out of the road. I can't have you in the road, man. Get out of the road. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
All right, so you saw that when he stopped, he saw the other officer. I'm guessing they all recognize each other. This is probably some small town somewhere in Minnesota or somewhere else in the Midwest. And these departments are not huge, guys, okay? So think about where you work at. If there are 25, 30 people, you know everyone who works there pretty much if you see them. If you work in an Amazon factory and you work with 500 people, you recognize quite a few people, you know, when you see them. If you saw them out and about, oh, you'll know, yeah, I work with that person. Same difference. And these guys work in close contact to one another. They probably see each other if they work the same shift, you know, before their shift starts. They probably have to meet and determine what beat they're going to be on, where they're going to be patrolling at. But he gave him the high sign and basically told him to, you know, step back and let me get to work. His body cam is on and it's recording.
Somebody called me. He was walking down the middle of the road. He
whatever you
hit some
want
dude's
to
truck. Or his friend's truck.
it's been 10 days. Big mistake.
Roll over on your butt. Roll over on your butt and sit up. Roll over on your butt and sit up.
No, you know you're wrong.
Roll over. Sit up.
No,
Sit up.
you know you're wrong.
I'm not wrong, dude.
No, you're wrong.
I'm not. How much have you had to drink today?
I don't give a fuck what the fuck I have wrong. But you wrong.
You guys ID?
Huh? You want my ID? Huh?
Lewis?
Yeah. LRG, motherfucker. Huh? But you wrong.
You know, the kind of funny part about this, and once again, nobody gets hurt in this video, okay? So that's why we can have a laugh about it. But he kept saying he's LRG, and I believe that's probably his initials or something like that. So he's about to go run his license and see what's going on with this guy. And let's see where it goes.
We're driving my buddy up the road because he saw him. He's stumbling over the place. We're in the person's yard. He's throwing his belt around.
All right, notice this is the new officer to the scene here who's speaking to the off-duty police officer. His body cam has a different serial number here. Okay, that's how you can track what video or whose video you're watching. If you go into the to the justice field, criminal justice field, you'll probably be seeing a lot more body cam videos, and especially if you're on the criminal side of things. And even if you decide to become a lawyer and you go on the civil side, sometimes people have to sue cities for police misconduct, or if something else happened, you might have to request the body cam footage to see what was the results of an accident or anything. So be familiar with how to view these images and what they mean, okay? So we know that every officer is going to have a different serial number. When they switch back over to this officer, you'll see this number changes.
He started pulling up closer to check up on him. He started punching my buddy's truck over there.
Do not bite me.
Hey,
Another charge.
hey,
Do not bite me.
chill out.
You need to calm
Chill
down.
out.
What you gonna do, man?
You need to chill out.
What you gonna do? Huh?
You're in handcuffs.
What you
You need to
gonna do?
sit down and you need to shut up.
I'm gonna stand up.
I don't care. You're going to
I'm
sit
gonna
down.
stand up.
Like we just said, you're going to sit down on this curb and you're going to shut up. Stop fucking yelling.
You got any bags, Chris?
Nah.
No. Do not stand.
You.
Okay.
You. Get your
Do
hands
not
off me.
stand up.
Get your hands off me.
Do not stand
Get
up.
your hands off me.
Do not stand
Get
up.
your hands off me.
No, I'm not letting you
Huh?
stand up. You stay sitting down. Do not
Get
stand
your
up.
hands off me.
Lewis, you're not going to stand up.
No.
All right, so you see that I looked up resisting arrest in Minnesota. All right, this is under 609.50, and it says resisting arrest under Minnesota statute 609.50 is defined as intentionally obstructing, resisting, or interfering with the police officer, firefighter, or ambulance service personnel while they are performing their official duties. Key elements. Obstruction. That's the hindering or preventing of the lawful execution of any legal process or the apprehension of another on a charge or conviction of a criminal offense. Resistance. Using physical force or threats to oppose the arrest, to try to keep from getting arrested. Interference. Actions that impede the officer's ability to perform their duties. This will happen by usually by a bystander who's trying to get the officers to stop the arrest.
Do not stand up. Just
Get
stay
your
there.
hands off of me, man.
No, what's wrong with you, dude? What's
No,
happening?
no, get your hands off me.
No, I cannot let
And
you stand up. I'm not letting you stand up. Have you just had something to drink?
No,
Have you had drugs?
no.
You haven't had any drugs? You haven't had drink anything?
No.
I can smell the alcohol on you.
Yeah.
How much have you had to drink?
I don't give a f.
You don't care how much you've had to drink? Okay.
At the point.
At the point? You all right?
No.
Do you need EMS to come look at you?
Get the f off of me.
Do you need EMS to come look
Get
at
the
you?
f off of me.
Do you need EMS to come look at you?
No.
No? Are you breathing fine? Anything hurting?
No.
What's in this pocket? What's this?
Go ahead.
What's in there?
Let's throw him in the car.
Throw me in the car.
right, stand
Whatever
up.
you want.
Stand up.
Just stop
Whatever
talking.
Stand up.
No. Man, let me go. Let me go.
I'll tell you what. Open the door.
No. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing in my car.
Sit down.
All right, so you see when he tried to not really get away from the officer, but try to shove him off, that caused for him to get checked against the car. All right. If someone you know is ever getting arrested and you're present, all right, you can always encourage them, hey, look, go ahead and just go with him. Don't resist. That way you don't have to worry about trying to get of being injured during a typical arrest. All right. Being arrested doesn't mean that you're going to be harmed by the police. All right. Simply means that you might need to go back to the station and get booked in and probably released within a day or two.
No.
Sit down.
That's unuseful. Huh? Yo.
What did he say?
There's no damage.
Where did the other shoe go? He just kicked it off, didn't it? Or is that not the one that was over there by your friend's truck?
I don't know where he threw it at.
He threw it over there under that tree.
So I didn't damage this truck right
Nah, he's good.
Hey, don't beat up my car, man.
Yeah, I didn't want you to put hands on it because if something happened, you had to use force.
Yeah,
Off duty, too.
I just thought so. I was like, I wanted to, but I said that.
I was telling you not to because I knew you'd get into stuff. Thank you very much. I was just about to come grab that for you.
Belt too.
His belt?
I was watching him out the window, man. He was.
As you hear, the person said, I was watching him out the window. He's not the only person out here trying to see what's going on. There's somebody way in the way back trying to see what's going on. You got people driving slow. They probably got in their car. Might have just came outside because they heard all the ruckus. You know, when you're in one of these kind of small neighborhoods like this, these people are nosy. I mean, but most people are, you know. If you hear too much going on outside your house, you might take a look also to see what's going on.
Just tossing.
Yeah, he's another officer. He's an officer, and he called me about him coming out here. So.
Yeah. He was just telling me he lives here in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, we just second neighborhood.
I'll do our best. Hey, do not beat up my car.
If you don't stop, I'm going to pepper spray you.
You.
Okay?
I don't give a f.
You're going to have to chill out. What?
All you want. All you want.
You just need to chill out back there.
What you want?
Hey, stop it or you're going to get pepper sprayed.
What you want, man?
All right, let's go.
What you want, man? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Fuck you. You ain't shit. Fuck you. You ain't shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. What you looking at?
I just want to know, how often do officers have to deal with this type of actions? Somebody in the backseat acting a fool. I don't think I've done my spitting. I have one video of an officer who gets spit on from the backseat, and of course, it brings additional charges. And I don't know if I talked about that one just yet, but that might be coming up in the near future.
Not looking at nothing. I'm looking at the road, my man.
What you looking at?
The road. What's a warrant? Hey, do not stop.
Well, you check your car out, make sure you didn't damage nothing.
Yeah.
No.
Is he kicking your door or is he kicking the cage?
What you? I don't give
He's
a fuck.
headbutting the cage. He's not doing it very hard.
Where am I
You don't know where you're at?
at? Fuck you. Hey.
All right, remember, we talked about this is officer number one, the original one who showed up to the scene first, who started off with the whole video. All right, E021T.
Man, and I want to tell you straight up. I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Where am I at?
Fort Smith.
Exactly. So where is that fucking? Huh?
I don't know who that is. Stop headbutting my window.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't, but I do.
I don't give a fuck. You wanna fight? You wanna fight? Huh? You wanna fight?
I do not want to fight you.
Exactly. Woo!
He's drunk. Drunk and stupid. He's been kicking my door the entire time. It's been like that since I got here. Hey. Come on, bub. Let's go. Come on.
What you looking at me?
Let's go.
Nah. Fuck you.
Come on.
Don't touch me.
Come on.
Don't touch me.
Come on.
Don't touch me.
Let's go.
Don't touch me.
Let's go.
Don't touch me.
You want to go out that way? Let's go.
No.
You gonna walk or am I drag you?
No, let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Nah, man.
Chris.
Don't touch me.
Thank you. Well, I expected more in this.
Lewis was charged with disorderly conduct and public intoxication. Court records indicate Lewis has prior criminal convictions in 2021 related to drug possession, meth possession, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Then, in 2022, he was convicted of several more felony drug possession charges on
Okay, so you see this, what they're on. This is a form of, in my home state, we call it Court Connect. But they have this in many states where you can go and look up what activity people have on different cases. This numbering system here is called the case number. Okay, so you see they have this this one, and I think this is a different charge, but basically 66 FCR 22. This is the year. And this is what case they had in 2022 that was filed. This number here, this first set of numbers, probably tell you how they have in this state the different counties probably. All right, I would think the F probably stands for felony and CR means criminal. All right. I wonder where. We might be able to find where this is at. 66 F CR 22-50. State v. Luis. Oh. Actually, I do see. This is actually in Arkansas. So, hey, look. No wonder this looks so so familiar. All right. All right. So this is a case in Arkansas out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. I was wondering. I was like, man, they said Fort Smith. I don't know very many Fort Smiths. But anyways, so take a look at this. Let me throw it over here so you can see. All right. So basically, 66 FCR. It just means they're in the 66. That's their numbering system for where they are. Okay. Fort Smith is right over there by the state of Oklahoma. It's actually one of, I believe it might be a border town actually. But I always drive through Fort Smith when I'm going to somewhere like Oklahoma City or something like that. You pass right through it, and it's a fairly good sized place. All right. So yeah, it did pull that case down. All right. Anyways, so if you were to go on the Arkansas Court Connect, you put this information in, they'll give you what this person's full name is and everything, however many charges he's looking at right now. And I believe they're going to tell us about him being in the Arkansas Department of Correction here in a minute, serving on a sentence. All right, let's finish up this video, and then we'll be ready to either have a small discussion, or I will leave you guys where you're at.
Multiple occasions, plus a felony charge of stealing more than $5,000 worth of property. Court records indicate he was sentenced to 4 years in prison, but the sentence was stayed. His current status is unknown, suggesting the events depicted in this video are still being processed by the court system. He is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
And yes, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the United States. For criminal cases, everyone is considered innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. All right. Now, there are a couple of times when, if you say, for instance, you take a plea. If you plead guilty, then you're saying that you did do whatever the charges are. All right. And we'll probably do another video here soon on pleas and sentencing hearings and what usually happens with those in different locations. All right. But once again, thank you all for being present with me, Professor Ross. This is Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Hope you enjoyed the video. The key thing here is to learn how to do at least the beginning stages of advanced legal research to find out answers to the questions we have. All right, especially if we're talking about in a legal context, to get you on the right track so that you can understand what's happening or what's going to happen. Now, remind you always, if you're dealing with a legal situation, go out and hire an attorney. Go allow a professional to assist you in correcting your issue. All right? Don't be afraid. That's why they went to school for so long, so that they can help you with whatever issue you're dealing with. All right. So once again, I am Professor Ross, and this was Advocacy Alchemy. I will see you all in our next lecture. Have a good evening.